time for Zombie Devlog 4, and it's already broken. In the last video, I asked for some name suggestions for the game, and you delivered on that. So now I can finally give zombies a proper name, Dead from Beyond. Last devlog, I added grenades, and they're kind of clunky to use. So I added an indicator that ticks 3 times and then explodes. Now, grenades are pretty good. The start of the level is rather uneventful. You just kind of appear. So I decided to add some extra spice by making your character actually enter the level. Right now, it is a bit infuriating when you want to go to the options and click the menu button. So I added a confirmation screen so you wouldn't mess up. Buying doors makes them disappear in an instant, so I added some particles to make it look cooler. Some people said the recoil on some guns was a bit too big, and I was like, but that's fine. Then I unlocked my FPS, and damn! More FPS means more recoil. So I quickly fixed this by multiplying recoil by delta time. Now that the game was cleaned up a bit, it was time for new guns. I started by adding a Tommy gun. I modeled it, animated it, and boom, it's in the game. The next gun is the Garand. Again, same process. Model it, animate it, make the sounds, and there it is. And the last gun that I added was the PTRS, an absolute unit of a weapon. Modeling this one was quite tricky. You can expect this thing to deal some massive damage.
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
Now, for the moment you've been all waiting for, making a new map. All of you had cool suggestions, but to make some sense for the story, I decided to make the nuclear tower map. Like the previous map, I started with a sketch. The sketch kind of sucked and I didn't use it too much, so blocking out the map it is. I started by just creating the tower itself, then I went around placing some stuff. Making just a simple building took too long, so I found a really cool plugin for Unity, Saber CSG. And oh my god, is this amazing! This tool allows me to make interiors very quickly. Just create a cube, then create another cube and set it to subtract, and boom, you have a room. Add some doors, windows, and that's a building. With this new epic tool at my hands, I quickly made the first version of the map. Now that I had the base of the map, I just needed to playtest and adjust accordingly. The map felt kind of small, so I decided to add something underground. After adding some extra space, I had to link it with the rest of the map. So I had to fix the main building in the map and add an extra entrance and spawn. Now it was time to playtest. Anyway, having the edges of the tower be the edge of the map kind of sucked and made no sense. Like, look at this stuff. It's inside most of the buildings. So I increased the size of the tower to have the playable map just sit in the middle. Now that I had something playable, I decided to add perks to my game. It's perking time. At first, I was going to create perk cans, but then I had a brilliant idea. What if the perks were cards? I started by making the back design of the card. I then iterated over the front design. Now, with the card design complete, I needed to sell the cards somewhere. So I made a claw machine, except there is no claw, so it's a card machine? Anyway, this machine has some floating cards inside, and now you can buy some perks. Or can you? All that was left was the perk consume animation. So I animated the player holding the card, and I made the card burn after you hold it for a bit. The perks need to show up on the HUD, so I made the perks appear where power-ups used to show up. This looked kind of weird, so I rounded up the power-up icons. Alright, the first 3 perks that I added were haste, it increases reload speed, quick, it increases movement speed, and strength. It increases health and allows you to carry an extra health pack. Oh, and quite a few of you got confused, why is strength misspelled? Well, that's because I'm dumb. Anyway, it was time for a new enemy. Basically, I took the base zombie and gave him some muscles. Then I tested if my model was any good for animation.
I goddamn can't.
Then I gave this dude some clothes and started making animations like running, vaulting, punching, and throwing fireballs. Next, I noticed that the clothing was clipping quite a lot, so I had to do weight painting for 12 hours. I wanna die. Now, back to fire. I made some fire effects, coded the zombie to throw a fireball at me, and
What?
the fireball tracks the player. So, how do you dodge it? Well, there is one feature that everyone seems to want. Yeah, it's sliding. After fiddling around for a while, I got it working. And to emphasize the slide more, I also made the camera and the weapon tilt a bit. Sliding also allows to do cool stuff like this. The blood effects are not very visible, because zombies just walk inside of them. So, I made the blood always be in front of the zombies. I also made shotguns able to blow up zombies into jibs.
Man, I'm dead.
Okay, now it's time to finish the... I thought that washing machine looked pretty sick, to be honest. Yeah, I agree. This looks very boring. But the washing machine ain't looking too good either. So, I made a better washing machine. Then, I added some textures, and now the upgrade station can properly be replaced by the Wonder Wash. Now, upgrading weapons gives a ton more damage, and a few more random effects. Its price after the first use now is a lot bigger. Weapons also get new names after being washed by the machine, like the PPSH becomes the Face Melter. The weapons also get a lasery sound and a blue muzzle flash. For the new map, I decided that you should also need to fix the Wonder Wash. Basically, you find the missing parts and fix the machine. A few of you said that unique upgrades would be really nice, and I agree. So, I recommend trying to upgrade the starting pistol. It's pretty cool. To stop people from sitting in one place and trying to get the ray gun, I made the mystery box explode. So now, after a few box hits, there's a chance you'll get some dynamite. The box will then reappear in a different location. Now, with most of the new features complete, it was time to add even more perks. Still perking time. All of you gave a lot of cool suggestions, but I ended up only adding 3 more perks, starting with Cranium Cracker, visual design by Heavily Sus. This perk gives some extra headshot damage and makes headshots deal damage to other zombies in a small area. Next up, Gunhold Glory, perk name inspired by Master King's suggestion. This perk allows you to carry an extra weapon and shoot while sprinting. And finally, the last perk, Shadow Surgeon. Healing deals damage around you. Lower health means more damage. Oh, and I renamed the existing perks. One more thing that had to be changed was melee. Right now, melee sucks. Hitting enemies is rather inconsistent. You most likely will hit a wall behind you. So, I changed the melee logic. Now, where you see the shovel, that's where it's gonna hit. This also allows for melee headshots. With all of these new changes and additions, the last thing that there is left to do is to finish the map. So, I started by modeling the base environment on the surface level. With the buildings completed, I added some props and made some new ones, like this car. Then, I put some decals. With the visuals complete, I created custom hitboxes for every single thing in this map. Then, I finished the background of the map, added some extra buildings and cars, then I textured the tower. Now, it was time to move underground. I modeled the walls, the walkways, put some railings all over the place, and then I made some new props to fit here. Added some cables, blood, slapped a portal looking thing in the middle, and the map was pretty much done. Just needed some clean hitboxes. Initially, when you approach this place, it's pretty dark, but turning on power turns on the lights. This map has quite a lot of verticality, and you can jump on top of most things. And the zombies, well, they can't. So instead of adding invisible walls on top of these things, I just made the zombies jump on top of them. First, I made some animations. At first, these were hella goofy, but I managed to make them look a little more serious. And now, the zombies can reach you pretty much anywhere you get up to. I hope, at least. Might have missed some weird spots. The main menu is kind of silent, so I made some music. It is very inspired by Cod Zombies music. Oh, but I'm still not done with the map. It's Easter egg time. Now, I'm not gonna go into any details, but there is an entire Easter egg quest type of thing. Basically, you do some stuff, you get a reward. There are no objective markers telling you what to do, so you'll just have to figure it out yourselves. With that being said, you can help each other out in my Discord server. So if you want to chat or just get some sneak peeks on what I'm working, I now have a Discord server. Link to join is in the description. Anyway, you can try this game out, it's completely free, download link is in the description, and at least for now, I'm completely done with this game. And I want to thank all of you who gave suggestions and feedback, or just simply left a comment. I really appreciate that. So, to not miss what I make next, subscribe. Okay, bye.